Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original campaign from Neverwinter Nights 2. Now, last time we were going to head off and get some business done with Neeshka, but I actually want to talk to Eleni. I don't want to lose influence
Our
with her, and
companion
that's why she's not bringing along.
mentioned West Harbor to me. I heard what happened there. To your friends, the other villagers. The attack by those creatures that forced you to leave.
Okay. And, you know, more or less, this particular conversation happens the first time you talk to Eleni, and essentially, as long as you don't say anything stupid, you gain one influence with her.
Still, to leave your home. I sometimes forget the attachments one can put to a place. With my kind, especially those that listen to nature, there is no one place that we call home. Everywhere we go throughout the land is comforting, with its own sounds and life.
And you can... I think that there are a couple options here which will all work, but I know that it was the people of West Harbor that made it home is what does give you
I can see how
influence.
that would be. It is a strange concept at times, but understandable. We deal with few outside of our own circle. I have not seen my own kind in many years, and I spoke with the circle only rarely. But surely we were not here to discuss how I feel about things. Was there something you needed?
No, I just wanted that point of influence. And now I'm just going to leave Eleni at the inn. And bring along Kelgar and Neeshka. Unfortunately, I was hoping Sand would join there. I forgot he doesn't actually join until later. But we can go over to his shop and, do some shopping. Since he's the local kind of mage merchant, I'm hoping he'll have some more spell scrolls for me to learn. And hopefully I'm really hoping he has a copy of Haste, because, well, I really want to have that particular spell, and I'm really sort of annoyed I don't have it.
Well met again. And what can I help you with?
Yeah. These gloves of the Artificer are, well, they're better versions of in the game, but they are a kind of nice item, actually, because they give a bonus to your crafting skills, which means you have to spend less skill points. Yeah, he's got all sorts of spells. It's a question of, does he have the ones I need? Mage Armor, in particular, is definitely something I'm going to buy. Mage Armor is one of the standard Gish spells. Gish meaning, of course, the buffing and melee type caster. But I don't think he has Haste. Oh, there it is. Good. Good. Haste is basically the spell that I'm missing the most. There are a couple other spells here, and I probably will just do a little shopping to maybe even sell some things, so I'll do that off screen. I didn't mention this earlier, but the armor they give you for completing the Lizardmen quest is just this armor of loyalty. It gives immunity to a couple of spells that I've never seen enemies use, but again, it lets me switch off the it's essentially studded leather armor +1, so I can now have studded leather armor +1 for my main character. Now, this studded leather armor is not perfect, since it's only 4 AC if I don't have any other armor bonus, and I just picked up another armor bonus, a very useful one, called Mage Armor, which most people would probably pick at first level. I've waited a long time on it because I knew that I would find a scroll of it eventually, and for my little challenge, I don't want to have to sort of rely on the sort of level up picks and the starting picks, because those can be used to get spells that I'll never find scrolls of. Maybe I'm being overly defensive, maybe I should be, a little less picky, but yeah, oh well. I've got Haste, I've got Fireball, I've got Mirror Image, I've got really a lot of the spells that make being a mage worthwhile, and I haven't really had them for quite some time. And that's sort of one of the flaws, but that's okay. When you have an 18 strength, you can actually get away with some of these things. But these thugs up here mean business. Well, they mean something. So I'm going to cast some buffs, and then have a little fun with the spells I've picked up. Now, Fox's Cunning I'm not going to use immediately. It's a useful spell because it gives 4 to int, which is essentially +2 to all of your int-based skills, including Appraise, which means I'll get better sell prices, and also for crafting. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to craft anything just yet, but oh well. With Mirror Image up, I'm going to cast Enlarge Person, which gives a defense penalty, but also increases the damage you do. And then I'll cast Haste. And now let's see these thugs try it.
Coming back to the city was a mistake, Neeshka. You didn't think you'd slip in unnoticed, did you?
No, I'm just surprised it took you this long to notice. So who's wasting their money on you this time, Benin?
Alright, and you can sort of stand up to Neeshka's defense.
That's right, Benin. You think I'd come back without some muscle on my side? Well, you thought wrong, and I'm still waiting for an answer. You're too stupid to come here on your own. So who sent you?
Leldon's still got a bounty out on you, Goat Girl. He's even upped the price for those horns.
Okay.
So what'll it be, Benin? Run
Oh,
now,
everything's
or let me
wearing
remove
off,
that
Greg.
empty head from your neck?
Brave talk, girl, but your luck's run out. I'm gonna send you back to the Nine Hells, where your kind belongs.
Hey, home is where the heart is. And I'm staying right here in Neverwinter.
Okay, well, I guess we're not going to be... Haste, unfortunately, only lasts a very short amount of time. So I'm going to be very carefully casting a fireball right in the middle of the street. And while I do that, I'm going to actually have my party members fall back a little bit. Huh. It didn't work. Some muscle. Yeah.
Looks like Leldon's in
Large and in charge may be the best term.
That's the spirit. A little battle was all we need to get the blood pumping. Almost wish they lasted a little longer.
Alright, well,
Leldon still can't admit that he's the second best thief in Neverwinter. He's taken things a little too personally, if you ask me. Well, Leldon and I pulled a job about a year ago. Big haul, too. You should have been there. I was brilliant. So we get back to our hideout and start to divide up the loot, and that's when old Leldon demands a bigger share. I'm the one who got us past the guards and past the trap at the vault. Leldon was just baggage. He claims he planned it all. Not much of a plan if you don't know the guard patrol routes or that the vault is trapped. If it weren't for me, he would have never have gotten past the front door.
well, that's nice, but why does he try to kill you?
So anyway, there's Leldon demanding a bigger share, and he's definitely planned this part out. He's hired Benin and his boys, his muscle, to make sure I agree. Well, the odds weren't in my favor. I'm delicate, you know. So Leldon and I argued for a bit, but I wasn't gonna win that one, so I got my tail out of there before Benin got antsy. What's worse is they didn't just take my share. They took everything I had. And I wasn't in much of a position to argue, you know?
Apparently they took your microphone and replaced it with a lower quality version in there. Oops. Anyway. They robbed you and now they want to kill you? I mean, they've taken everything.
Oh, well, I couldn't just let things stand as they were. I mean, I am the best. Leldon's good, and he gets lucky sometimes, but he can't hold a torch to me. So I broke back into his place, stole all the loot, every last copper, and left a note explaining to him how I got past each one of his traps. I didn't get everything they stole back, especially some of the more precious things. But Leldon probably sold them by now anyway. Too bad. And still, I got back way more than my share.
And that's a nice picture of my elbow, but that's the problem with Enlarge on an already large character, is it's gonna screw up the camera angles.
Well, you know, a few coins here, a few coins there. It adds up. I have expenses. And stuff.
Okay, and you can say that you'll protect her.
Hey, thanks. You know, letting you team up with me was a really good decision. I mean, you actually helped me. And you insult me a lot less than the other people do. Anyway, about this mess. I guess the watch will clean these bodies up. Or maybe there'll be a rain or something. Let's go.
Alright, so you get a total of 3 influence with Neeshka for that little exchange, and if Eleni is present, you will lose 1 influence in the second conversation, and if Eleni's not present, you don't lose the influence. That's kind of handy. She doesn't need to know what we're doing. Anyway, I'm going to rest up and be right back. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm going to head back to the inn and pick Eleni back up, so that we're actually, charging around with a full party. And that's about all the time we have for this episode anyways. So next time we will join the City Watch and get started with that quest. See you then.